Okay, so let's begin by taking refuge and generating the enlightened attitude and the four miserable. Until I have reached full awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By means of beneficial actions such as generosity, may I attain enlightenment in order to benefit beings. Until I have reached full awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By means of beneficial actions such as generosity, may I attain enlightenment in order to benefit beings. Until I have reached full awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By means of beneficial actions such as generosity, may I attain enlightenment in order to benefit beings. May all beings find happiness in the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering in the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the perfect happiness that is free from suffering. May they abide in great equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. May all beings find happiness in the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering in the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the perfect happiness that is free from suffering. May they abide in great equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. May all beings find happiness in the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering in the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the perfect happiness that is free from suffering. May they abide in great equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. Let's take a moment to fully appreciate the situation we're in, the freedom we have, the fact that we decided to carve out some time in our very busy schedule just to come here and meditate with our mind. Whatever belongs to the past has no importance whatsoever, it's gone. Whatever belongs to the future is a project, so leave it on hold for now. And whatever happens now is just an opportunity to come to know your mind better. What's important, but not that important. Anyway, I really appreciate your freedom indeed. As we're sitting in silence, three elements will be important. The posture first, the way we sit, that has a direct influence on the state of our mind. The breath, as a good friend that supports life, offers us a reference point to which we can come back when we're drifting. And the state of our mind, it's creative mind. First, the posture. We sense the contact with the ground, whether we sit on the floor or on a chair. We sense the stability, and we have a moment of gratitude for generosity of the earth that offers us this beautiful stability. Our hands can be resting palm down, flat on our thighs, or in the meditation gesture, the right hand in the left, both resting in the lap. Our shoulders are slightly outstretched, and that helps to have a straight spine, so it's not, the back is not caving. And as we do so, we may sense a certain tension in our belly as we breathe in and out, like drop. Just very, very kindly, gently let it until we sense the center of gravity of our body, which is slightly below the navel. When we have this posture, we feel stable, but not stiff, flexible, like the trunk of a large tree. The chin is slightly tucked in, the mouth is relaxed, or the teeth, and the tongue is lightly touching the palate, just resting just behind the teeth. Our gaze is directed straight forward, straight ahead, in a soft and open vision of what is in front of us. Eyes half closed, or if we find it more comfortable, we can also close our eyes. That will be for the body. Now and then during the meditation, we can come back to the posture and do sort of like a quick scan to make sure that we are still sitting properly. Now for the breath is coming in a very natural manner. We don't need to change it, we don't need to alter it. We just notice it, and then that could be a very good place to be. We have a very busy mind. We are easily captured by our thoughts. The breath is a good place to come back always. You know, it's like when you have worries, go back to the river and sit there. Just let your mind rest with the flow of the water. We do the same with breath. It comes and it goes. Very simply, peaceful. That would be for the breath. And now for the mind. Thoughts and sense perception will arise. There is no question about it. There is no need to suppress them or even try to suppress them. But this can say we don't need to follow them endlessly in um, train of thoughts, one bringing another one, and so on and so forth. So even though we don't suppress the thoughts in the sense perception rise, we notice them and we let them go. After a while, we realize that actually we didn't let go of them, but they sort of like proliferated and created a train of thoughts. As soon as we become aware of this, we simply disengage. Come back by the river of your breath for a while, just movement of the breath. Find the peace, find the space. Maybe you had experience for a brief moment before, and just gently abide there. Feel free to move or stretch a bit if you need. The first stages of meditation are really aimed at finding peace. That's the real purpose of calm abiding. Finding peace from a mind that is constantly running after thoughts and concepts, projecting ideas towards the past, the future, regarding interaction, society, people, family, what. And so come to a point of peace doesn't mean to sort of like nullify all of this, like make it disappear. That's not the idea. The idea is you step back, like let's say if you were under a waterfall, be crushed by the water. You just step back, and then you can really have a clear perspective on what a waterfall is, what your position is. And then definitely you find some sort of peace. And peace is accompanied with a sense of spaciousness and ease, well-being, more important, a sense of clarity, precision, sharpness. Um, Waterfall is still falling, the water is making noise, but you're not such of like directly trapped into it. You're sort of, you have a little distance. And in all the sutras and a lot of beautiful texts like the Buddha Avatara of Shanti Deva, there is a praise of solitude in the sense of stepping back. And whenever I read this chapter in the Bodhisattva Avatara talking about solitude, I feel this sort of like longing. We all have, busy life. We have all sorts of things we have to do, and so on and so forth. There is a part of us that's sort of aspiring to, I don't know, what maybe Thoreau described, and finding golden the place of simplicity and serenity, where we could just simply be, And sometimes it's possible. Sometimes it is not possible to step back. We have responsibilities and so on and so forth. But in any case, it's a very interesting project to try to simplify one's life to the point that we can really, that's what I call casting off the mooring. When you're tethered to the pier as a boat, you cast off mooring, and you're not tethered by all these things. So maybe in our life, physically, it's to begin with like difficult, maybe impossible, but we can have a 5-year plan. It doesn't harm to have a 5-year plan aiming at the simplification, frugality, to be less dependent on stuff and people, because obligations, if you're really honest with yourself, if you look at them, it's a two-way commitment. There is a need of the people, and obviously, if you are like a mother of a young child, there's no option for now, at least for quite some time. You have to be available. But there's, in other situations, there is also your involvement, like, they need me. So said the one who likes to be needed. So we sort of like add to this tether the weight of I need to be needed. So this has to be observed, and try to cultivate an attitude of Needed, I'll be present. Not needed, I'll be in my um, sacred place, my retiring place, my golden pond. I'll be there. Not cut. If you need, just call. And then you got a friend. Just call. And so you're here. You're willing to help, but you're also willing to enjoy solitude. And once I had a dream that I was in Tibet, and I was part of a monastery, and there was a long procession. We were going somewhere, and then I felt that was the time for me to die. And so I just told everybody, just keep going, I'll catch up. Not. And and then I started walking up the mountains, trying to find a very nice cave facing south. And as I was climbing up the mountain to go to the cave to die, I was just undressing, like just getting rid of all my clothes. And then I arrived at the cave and I sat, and then I just enjoyed the warmth of the sun, and I said, "I'm free at last, free at last." And then I died. This is the most beautiful dream that I had in my entire life. You know, and I tried, to come, well, like life, uh, but try to be free, and cast off the mooring as often as I can. It's not easy because there is this goal. I want to be part of it. Like, so like, oh no, you guys, you do it, and you're like, are they doing it properly? Oh, maybe I could be of help. Why don't they call me? Get rid of that. That's your job. You can do that. Yes, if they need, then sure, you answer, but on as needed basis. Don't overdo it. Sometimes there's this confusion of bodhisattva should be an overbearing parent, like just make sure everybody's okay. Everybody says like we're okay. Well, maybe you could help with dishes. No, I want to help. So we don't receive the message of what needs to be done. Very simply, do it, and then just go back to the solitude. Solitude is freedom. Freedom is solitude. If you don't know freedom, you think solitude is loneliness. You can't appreciate it. If you know freedom, you really enjoy solitude. There is an absolutely beautiful and very, very wonderful taste. It's just like ambrosia, just, like in my dream. Now, it's not easy to do it as we're, caught up in our busy life. Well, we have to have a 5-year plan. How can I be free or more free in 5 years? What are the steps? And also correct this excess in our I want to help, which is just our neurotic need to be recognized as a helper. Just process that, just let it fade away, get out of your system progressively. Answer when needed on a as needed basis, period. Overdo it. But now and then, and this is what we do here every Sunday, you can for a short time cast off the mooring. That's called meditation. Okay, and that's why I always open the meditation session like belongs to the past is no important. What belongs to the future has at this point absolutely no importance. And what is happening here has no importance. Aside the fact that it offers you a platform to come to know better your own mind. That's all. Thoughts of me meditating good, me reaching enlightenment, being so bad at meditation, all of that. Nobody cares. You should. And so just be simply, and that's the solitude. You just sit. You're, of course, in a room with a lot of people, but you're on your own. There's no tether. You're free. You're absolutely free. The only reason why you could not be free is because you hold on the thought of what was or what should be and how it should be. But in this present moment, this is totally irrelevant and unnecessary. So that's a way where you can taste right now a sense of solitude, which can be very helpful when you're a mother and you're very busy with a kid and you just like need like me time, just to breathe. So, kindergarten, whatever, takes the kid away for like half an hour. You're just like, oh, of course, it's like, oh, I should use this to do the laundry and clean the house and whatever. Like, maybe not, you know, it's a lively house because there are kids, so it's a mess. It's understood. Everybody with kids know that. Everybody who does not have kid but have watched that knows that. So, oh, just for 5 minutes, just go back to the simplicity, and then, like you're on top of the mountain, your cave is opening towards the south, and there is a beautiful sun that warms your skin. You have no particular business in your mind. Ah, that's peace. And that peace will bring um, clarity. Clarity will bring discernment. Discernment will bring you freedom from all your complication. And then eventually, this is leading to a full and complete awakening. Start with peace. It starts with enjoying this little moment of, you might call it me time, it doesn't matter. Little moment of solitude where you are just, you are simply your body, your breath, your mind at ease, relaxing. And all the rest will blossom from that. Don't pollute it with ambition, me reaching enlightenment, or I should recite a mantra, or I should do visualization, or whatever. Just drop that. It has no importance whatsoever when you have this little moment of peace. And then you are inspired by the mountains. You're like Shantideva in the jungle, like all these great masters who managed to organize that their life in a way that their life becomes this open situation. And I think in our heart, if we can keep it uh, longing for solitude, we're in a good position because we'll think, okay, how can I make it? You know, it will not happen by itself. Okay. Uh, so 5-year plan. How can I make it? And now and then, I've tasted this of meditation, and I invite you right now. Through this marriage, may I attain true omniscience. Then, having overcome all harmful, destructive forces, may I liberate sentient beings from the ocean of existence and its turbulent waves of birth, order. May the most precious mind of awakening has not yet now arise. Reason may it never decline. May it continue to increase evermore. Thank you all very much. Thank you, friends from over the rainbow. Be well and see you next time. Bye.